What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 52 of A to Z Sports Talk. I'm AJ here with my co-host Zach Harms. We're happy to be back. We have some MLB today, some college football, some NFL. We were hoping to get some NBA done, but hopefully we can get that done next time for you guys. I know Zach's a huge NBA guy.
Huge NBA guy.
But how you doing, Zach?
I'm
Watching
doing
your
good.
Cowboys?
Yeah, just got a big sack on Daniel Jones. Um, yeah, this game has the makings to be extremely boring
Mm-hmm.
considering Cooper Rush and Daniel Jones are
I
the starting
agree.
quarterbacks. But something that I've never think I've ever said about the Cowboys is I actually like watching them on defense. So
Yeah,
I'll
it's
get
like it was always like a super electric offense, and now it's flipped around.
yeah. Now
But
we have all these guys on offense who can't do anything.
yeah, exactly. So when is Dak supposed to be back, by the way? Because I hear a bunch of different things. I thought he
He
was supposed
got
to be like
his
eight
stitches
weeks.
out today before the game. I don't know. I feel like Jerry Jones is going to rush him back,
Uh-huh.
but
Rush him back. I see what you did there.
I did not think of that whenever I said it. But
But yeah, we like I said, we have some baseball day. Cardinals, I want to say they're slumping, but every time I look, we're still like 26 games over 500. So it
yeah.
just seems like we're just kind of, just hanging in there. But a couple guys have been struggling. Some news from around the league is there's less than 10 games left. Then we have our recap of college football week 3 or week 4, I guess, NFL week 3. You said that last week how that gets you confused because they're one off of each other. That's still
Oh,
throwing me off.
yeah.
That's really throwing me off.
It's annoying.
Um, but yeah, I guess we get it going with our Did You See It? I guess before I Did You See It, I told him I would shout him out. So shout out Blake. I think it's Lancer, Blake Lancer. He's from St. Louis. He moved down to Texas, and he told us because I shouted out Shane last time. You remember that? I shouted out Shane.
Yeah.
So Blake said I got to shout him out. So there you go, Blake. We appreciate your support. We are officially over 2,000 followers on TikTok, which is
I thought you were about to say we officially got $2,000. I was like,
no, no. We
no
got we got
way.
we got a couple dollars thrown in there. Hey, bro, I don't know if I should be saying this on here, but we got $45 in tips on TikTok.
Sweet.
It's kind of crazy, actually. Let's get going with our Did You See It? My Did You See It's really quick and easy. The NHL preseason has begun. The Blues won their first game. Um, and then 5-4, and then their first game of the season is October 15th against the Blue Jackets. So
Didn't they play
hockey's.
in the college stadium in Arizona?
Are you saying did they or are they?
Did they?
I think they might have actually. I didn't get to see it. I don't think they televised it.
Yeah, I watched the whole
Um,
game.
get out of here.
Oh, I did.
But no, our first game is October 15th against the Blue Jackets, and that's right around the corner here. Time's coming up quick, and NBA's right after that. October, I've always said, is like the biggest month of the year sports wise. Everything's going on. But what you
True.
got, Zach?
Ooh, almost a pick. I got a couple from NFL. One of the greatest photos of all time, a punter punting it right directly up a guy's butthole.
Yeah.
Um, and the guy who got the picture is perfect because it's just directly onto his
Yeah.
butt.
See, I know. So I was watching that live, and the announcers are freaking out. I could have sworn they first thought it was blocked because it ricocheted backwards, and then they re-showed it, and I was like, I don't think that hit anybody because nobody was around, and I was like, oh my gosh, brutal.
Yeah, and then Charmin, uh, they tweeted something. Oh, what did they say? It was pretty funny. Oh, they said,
Charmin like the
yeah, the
toilet
toilet
paper.
paper. They
That's
said
awesome.
those cheeks are gonna need something soft.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
And then another one of my did you see it is Jamal Williams's touchdown celebration where
Yeah.
he got flagged. He's just shaking his hips.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really funny. And then a baseball thing, Zach Greinke, I never liked him. Very weird. Low key kind of that might be a little too extreme. Kind of like a serial killer. A whisperer
It
serial.
is though.
Um, and so Colin sent this to us, and it's a story about Zach Greinke. So I think Nicky Lopez, he said, I was on the bench with him and we were facing someone who really liked cats. I was like, you can't trust anyone who likes cats. He goes, yeah, man, you really can't. I go, I like dogs. You got any, Zach? He goes, nah, I would never get dog. I got a cat though.
I'm telling you, he's crazy. He's
What a freaking
crazy.
weirdo. Also, Giants
He's
kicker, you
wild.
suck. You just missed a field goal.
Who is the Giants kicker now?
I couldn't name half the kickers on.
I was
It's
I was thinking Graham Gano.
no, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, we blocked it. Suck it.
I'm excited to turn it on, bro. I can never have it on like you in the background because it like reflects on me and stuff.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
Also, my other
Aesthetic,
did you see
aesthetic.
it is I get to experience my first hurricane this week, so that's exciting.
I did hear about that. I did hear about. They were talking about that during the Buccaneers game.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much it affected, like how far it affected in Florida.
I think literally the entire state of Florida is gonna get like a ton of rain.
Jeez, bro.
If you look at the map, it's pretty like everywhere. I think we're supposed to get like 5 inches through
You're like
Sunday.
you're like 10 minutes away from the ocean, right?
Like 20. My
20.
spot's in a
Okay,
good spot. I'm not by the river or
exactly.
oh god, someone just fell on my nose. Um, and I looked at the evacuation zones and I'm not in one because a lot of them are
Good,
like close to the water.
good. I was about to ask about that. Good.
The bad thing though is we'll get to this college football. Clemson won, greatest team in the world. And of course they're playing NC State this weekend. The game I've been wanting to go to since the schedule came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Game day is going to be there. Don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get there, depending on the weather. If I
Mm-hmm.
should drive during a tropical storm or I think it'll be a tropical storm by the time I would drive.
Mm-hmm.
And also it will be raining the entire day Saturday at Clemson, which is a throwback to 2015 when it was like kind of like deja vu. They played Notre Dame at home. That's probably why Notre Dame doesn't come down to Clemson anymore because they're too scared, little wimps. Um, but a hurricane came through. Game day was there. It rained the whole game. Clemson beat them, and that's when Dabo was like, "It's a bring your own guts game or whatever,"
Uh-huh.
which was big saying. But yeah, so I may go, weather permitting.
Weren't you gonna go with your family? Is that right? Mom and
No,
dad?
my roommate,
Gotcha.
and I got some buddies still at Clemson.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah.
tailgate, but we don't have a tailgate tent, but we have a table and a cooler, which is really all you need. But if it's
Facts.
raining, you kind of need something,
Uh-huh.
especially if it's gonna be like a tropical storm.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna blow away. So
I
I
hope
don't
you
know.
can make it though, because that's gonna be a showdown for sure.
Yeah, I will be soaked.
Because Clemson Wake Forest didn't disappoint. So I'm sure NC State's that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, we're gonna murder them.
Baseball wise, let's give a little Cardinals update. We lost 2 of 3 to the Padres. I think it was I don't know if this is exactly correct. It's around this 48 scoreless innings at one point. I
I
think it was
think
at
so.
least at least
I know it was at
45.
least 40.
Yeah. And that all broke when Nootbaar hit a homer against the Padres, and then Donovan hit a big time grand slam. We didn't get
We
to.
were going for the longest streak in MLB history.
I know. I don't know what it is, but it's close.
Someone was tweeting. They said, we have 2 frontrunners MVP. We have Yadi and Wayno's record. Pujols chasing 700, and then also we're gonna get the longest streak of scoreless innings in the MLB.
It's a crazy season. Crazy season. But there's something you mentioned in there that I'm very excited to talk about. Albert 700. We lost 2 of 3 to the Dodgers, but I really could care less after that happening, bro. That
Yeah,
was pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable. I'm not gonna lie. I think I told you I shed a tear for that one.
yeah, I got a
That
little
was
teary eyed.
that was pretty amazing, man.
That was awesome against a righty. So
Yeah.
shut up all the haters.
Yeah.
He has solidified himself. He is in the lineup. He's batting 260.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me look at the stats. I have him up.
I'm surprised you haven't gone off about the announcer yet. Because
Okay.
I wish
I'm
Dan would have
mad
been
it was
there.
on Apple TV and the announcer wasn't uh oh great catch. Wasn't Danny Mac.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy who announced it did do a good job.
Yeah,
Um
I agree.
so
So yeah,
but Danny Max would have been great. At least
oh
like
my
I listened to
goodness.
the KMOX with John Rooney. That was good. He was
Yeah.
on KMOX, but he let John Rooney do the call.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, but you mentioned to me, and I think I told you I wasn't hating on the Apple TV announcers too bad that night. All year they've been pretty bad. Like Probably pretty bad. I mean, like the worst in baseball. That night they had
They had a different head announcer guy.
they did. I've never seen him before. Yeah.
Mm,
And Chris Young, former player, I thought he was decent. Like they're not good by any means, but
mm.
yeah, I agree with what you said. He did okay for that call for sure. That definitely gave me some chills.
Their like stat thing where it says the probability of something happening. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of cool, but like
I know. And then it goes like up or down within like every pitch.
yeah, it's
Oh man.
0-2 count with Brendan Donovan, 1% home run probability, zero.
Exactly. Yeah. You said you were gonna look up a stat or something real quick. Where were
Yes.
you
So Pujols is third on our team in home runs and third on our team in RBIs with 58. He's tied with Tyler O'Neill with 58 RBIs. And let's see how many more plate appearances he has. He has 292 plate appearances. O'Neill has 334. So yeah, is he third? He's third in OPS too. So he's our third
Yeah.
best player at 42 years old. Albert
And
Pujols in
he's
his
been our
prime.
best player in September. I
Yeah.
can strongly say that. I know
This
Yachty's
last week
actually doing well.
he batted 360,
Mhm.
400 on base because he's up for player of the week, which if he doesn't get it, I will personally walk to the MLB office and burn it down. Or just punch Rob Manfred in the face for ruining baseball. But
That'll be his second of the year, wouldn't it? I think he got one. He co got one
with
with
Goldie, yeah.
yeah, that's right.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
these stats, and Goldie has to pick it up or he's not going to win the MVP.
So I put down his stats here, or one of his stats. Goldie's batting 227 in September. And we only have like 8 games left, 2 against Milwaukee and then 6 against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But do you I mean, you just kind of forementioned it. Do you think there's a chance he loses that MVP award? I still think he's got enough
I think he
to get it.
still has it. I think
Because
he's still got it over Freddie. Freddie's just been hitting the heck out of the ball.
exactly. Did you
I
see
think
that stat
he's
whenever we were playing them? He was at 1 point 10 for 12 on the season against us. Freddie Freeman was.
really.
That's unreal. Because remember he went like 6 for 6 in that Dodgers series here.
Oh
Crazy.
yeah, he's ridiculous. I think he's gonna beat Aaron out. Yeah, I still think he has it. His OPS isn't at 1, which kind of scared me for a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I think he's still
But
second. No, he's third
yeah,
behind Jordan.
but first in the National League, I think, right?
Yeah,
Because Freddie's second, but there's like a pretty good margin, I thought. It was like 923 and 980
yeah.
or something like that. But
Jordan's makes sense because he all he does is hit. He doesn't do anything
exactly.
else.
Exactly. Yep. Another guy kind of struggling, Wayno. I don't think Wayno will. I'm still going into the playoffs, and I kind of want to ask you about this because we have to make some decisions on what our playoff rotation will be. I
Yeah,
still have Wayno as our number one. I know he's dealing. He set up with a dead arm situation right now. I think he gave up. I think it was like 3 innings and like 4 or 5 runs against the Dodgers, and he's just kind of he hasn't been able to locate real well. He's walking a lot more than he usually
yeah.
walks. But with that being said, who would be your 4 guys? Because Quintana, until now, I was saying, oh, he's probably the odd man out, but he's gotten like a 15 inning scoreless streak going on right now.
You didn't think Quintana was going to be in the 4-man rotation?
No, I was probably gonna think Flaherty over him,
Oh
but
no, Flaherty's not. He's bullpen.
you think so?
Yeah, it has to be Wayno, Michaelis, Montgomery, and Quintana, and then you can put Flaherty in a high leverage or just
Okay.
pitch because in the postseason they only pitch like 3 innings and get
Yeah.
taken out.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Also, I mean, I know he's not going to be in the 4-man rotation, but Dakota Hudson after coming back has been lights out.
Yeah,
So I
which
think
is good.
he's a weapon. Yeah, he's a weapon for sure. I didn't know
Just
how he would.
have uh we'd have like 7 starters on our team
Yeah,
basically.
Steven Matz has been back and he's 2 scoreless since he's been
Yeah.
back too. So he's
Palante
throwing
is
like nine.
technically another guy who can go long.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't heard
know.
of when has Palante pitched last? I haven't heard his
I
name in a
have not
while.
seen him at all. Yeah, I've not seen him at all. But Matz is throwing like 97 out of the pen now. He kind of looked electric, not gonna lie. And obviously Gallegos has been really solid, and then Helsley to finish it off. But
Helsley
Um,
throwing 104 the other day.
yeah, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. So you would go Wainwright, Michaelis, Montgomery, Quintana in that order? Because I mean, I know for a long time people were saying Monty at the two or the one even, but he's kind of been rocked around a little bit.
Michaelis hasn't been pitching great either.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
put
had six innings, one unearned in San Diego, but before that, yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
was rocked around a little bit.
Yeah, it's any of those four. I don't really care the order.
Oh yeah, I agree. I would
I
probably say
feel
what you said: Wainwright, Michaelis, Monty, Quintana, and then you have if any of them struggles at all, you have Flaherty, you have Hudson, Palante. Hopefully Hicks will be
Mats.
back. Matts, yeah. So Zach Thompson and Woodford have both been really good as well.
Yeah.
Our bullpen's been good. Like if you look at Zach Thompson's ERA, it's like a 2.10 ERA, which is
Is it
pretty
really?
remarkable. Yeah, and Woodford's at like 2.90, but it was like two even for a while. So yeah, good for them. But our magic number is at 3,
Yeah,
and
Zach
so we
Thompson's
play.
199.
Yeah, I mean the other night he looked electric too. Jojo Romero, he's had a couple bad outings, but he was throwing like 99 on the paint the other night or the other day against the Dodgers.
Chris Stratton's
So
ERA with us is actually not that bad either. It's under 3.
I know. Like I can't think of a weak link in that bullpen now, which is really good to
Hennessy's.
have. Yeah, bro. Man, I do you think we'll ever see Hennessy's again?
Hope so.
I hope so too. Because I kind of have that question about Paulie D. Because do you think we'll ever see Paulie D again?
Oh, I think he's
I don't.
gone.
I think he's gone too. He might be gone out of the MLB. Like
Yeah, for
you think
real.
somebody would pick him up, but
Someone's gonna
yeah,
pick him up for a minor league contract,
you
not
would think.
MLB. It's gonna
You
be
would
a
think
Matt Carpenter situation.
exactly, and then
The
he'll get
Yankees
hot.
will pick him up. He'll have a revival.
Yeah,
They'll get
exactly.
their shortstop. They'll
Yeah,
trade Anthony Volpe.
yeah. Now, speaking of the Yankees, though, good for Harrison Bader. He's having a contributions already over there, showing
Yeah.
some flash. They had him mic'd up, and he was um, having some fun that way. Bader doing Bader stuff. But also speaking of the Yankees, we can kind of get to around the league here. Aaron Judge is stuck at 60, and I don't know if you saw he almost had 61, but it went to the warning track.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have
Yeah,
something I'm really pissed about that.
yeah. What's
So
up?
I'm watching the Clemson game. They keep doing these stupid cut-ins to Aaron Judge throughout the game. I don't care. If I cared about it, I'd watch the game. I'm
Was it on
watching
ESPN or
Clemson.
what?
It's like during the 2-point conversion, like to decide the game. And I'm like, come on.
Wait, was this on ESPN?
Yeah. They did
Jeez,
it like
that
every
was like
time
a
it
noon
happened
game.
was during a, a big part of the game, too. It was when DJ. Now I'm going to start talking about Clemson for like going a tangent.
Uh-huh.
It was when DJ had the 2-point conversion when the guy lifted up his leg and he threw it.
I will also say that's kind of crazy to me because it's 61, which is a Yankees record.
Yeah. It's
It's
not
not like he's hitting.
72.
Yeah, exactly. If that was the case, I could understand that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I guess it's an American League record because the American League sucks.
Mm.
They just don't
Yeah,
take the roids.
yeah, exactly. And then the Cleveland Guardians clinched the American League Central. So the White Sox are officially. That's so disappointing to me. What a disappointment of a season. I know they dealt
what
with
a
injuries.
what a like last 10 games for Cleveland. 9-1,
Yeah,
7 in a row,
keep an
10
eye on
up
them.
now.
Keep an eye on them. I think that somebody said they're the youngest team in baseball, also. So they got that
Yeah.
youth to them. They got that flair, and yeah, keep an eye on them.
They're gonna
Uh,
be I think they can knock off low key. Seattle's kind of been
oh,
not
they've been
playing
bad.
good.
Yeah, they've been bad. Uh,
Cleveland's better than Seattle.
it's
Stand
it's
by it.
very it's very possible. Mariners have been going in the wrong direction, and we saw the impossible happen. I don't know if you saw this. Um, Jacob DeGrom gave up 5 runs in 4 innings to the Oakland Athletics.
He sucks.
The impossible has happened.
You're
Otani
gonna
has
hear when was that?
middle of the week. Today's Monday, so Thursday maybe Thursday or Friday.
He'll probably go on the injured list because they have to have a reason for why he didn't pitch good.
Exactly. Shohei Otani has reached the 200 strikeout mark, and I know Judge is going to win MVP, but goodness, dude, what a year! What a year again from Otani, man. I think he's 13-8 with like a 2.4 ERA, over 200 strikeouts, which is top 3 in the American League, I believe, and then also has 36 homers and is batting 260 to go on top of that. So But you mentioned the Mariners. Yeah, the Mariners. I've been high on all year. I really thought they could make a run. I'm still believing in them, but
Anything can happen.
they blew a 9-run lead to the Royals the other day. Which how often do you see 9-run leads
That's what you
uh,
want to see.
blown? 11-run sixth inning by the Royals, which is pretty remarkable.
And
Yeah,
they
that's all.
signed Luis Castillo to an extension too.
And they signed him, and then he gave up like 6 in that start. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Um,
You sign them, and they're like, just
yeah,
relax,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
they become bad.
Yeah. So that's all I had baseball wise. What's an update on that Cowboys Giants game? Still 0-0?
3-0 Cowboys.
Gotcha.
I do have
Okay.
a quick question about baseball. In
Yeah.
honor of Albert Pujols hitting 700 home runs, who do you think could hit 700?
Oh, so last time we talked about, did we talk about
60.
60? 700. I'm gonna be honest.
Considering there's 4 players, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron. So Babe Ruth had it till when did Hank Aaron beat it in the 80s or 70s?
Yes. Yeah. I think
That's
it was
ridiculous. He
the
had it
yeah.
for 70 years, the only person with 700. Then Hank Aaron got it. Then Barry Bonds got it, but asterisk, he didn't do it
Exactly.
clean. And then
I'm gonna be
Albert did it.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's somebody currently that gets it. If I was gonna say somebody, the name popping into my head, like if Judge was younger, I could see that maybe. But the name popping in my head is Vladdy. I could see
Yeah,
maybe
that's
a
like
path.
because he's 23.
Exactly.
Um,
So I could see a path where he makes it. But honestly, I can't think of anybody else. Like
Julio
I know
Rodriguez
I was just about to say,
doesn't
yeah,
have
Julio.
doesn't have that pop though. Like I think
No.
he could get a lot.
He's just a great overall. He's like a 30 to 40. He's not a
Yeah.
50.
How old is Jordan?
I think Jordan's like 25.
25. Let's see how many home runs he has so far. It's wild if you really look at how many home runs you have to get per year to get there.
And
Okay.
the
So he has
longevity of it.
98 so far in his 4-year career.
That's not going to cut it.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's crazy. So every 4 years he'd have 100. Oh, the COVID years thrown in there. But it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm honestly I'm just gonna roll with Vladdy as the only guy I think has a chance, and I
I
still don't
know.
think he gets it.
I'm looking at the home run list. How old is Austin Riley? He's kind of older, I think.
I think he's 26.
25. Yeah, no chance.
Okay. Yeah.
And it had to be ridiculous because you have to be consistent over however many years you play.
Mm-hmm.
Like
See,
two
I was thinking
decades.
maybe like a Acuna if he was, but he's had an off year, and then he was out all last year, and so
Yeah.
that adds to it, and like Tatis, but he's obviously gone, so
Juan Soto, but he kind of sucks now.
the dude, yeah, what an yeah that trade has not paid off to say the least. His on base percentage is phenomenal, but everything else awful.
Yeah, he has 124 career homers. He's only hit over 30 in 1 year.
Dang.
You guys hit upper 30s, get to 40 a lot of
Yeah,
times.
a ton. Yeah, exactly. Even be pushing 50 a
Trying to
couple
think of
times.
like what's his face? Jordan Walker is gonna do it.
I hope so. I hope so. He'll be the fifth. He'll be the fifth member.
The guy on our who's the guy who hit the oh my God, the cycle grand home runs. That dude. It's his
Oh,
time.
wait, what? The cycle?
He hit a solo home run.
Oh, for us?
Yeah.
Oh, Chandler Redmond.
Yeah.
I love it. So I had to put down my top 10 point guards, but we can just do that next time.
We can
So
do it if you
call
want. I can just critique how bad your rankings are.
what do you want to do? You want to save it for next time and make your list or what?
Uh,
We can just do that.
okay.
It's always good like bouncing off of each other, and I edit videos that way. Anyway, so getting people to reply to see which one of us is better, which I know which one you think is better.
Not yours. Who are you gonna have it first? LeBron.
No, I do have Steph number one. It got to be Steph still. But honestly, I'm looking at that list, and I think my list is like I don't know if you can disagree with it. I'm pretty confident with this list. That's pretty good, bro. But no, college football, another tremendous week 4 already, which is crazy to me. I wrote down a few games that stood out to me, but what stood out to you, college football nut?
Obviously, Clemson's back. DJ. I don't know if we're all the way back, but DJ silenced the haters. And if you have anything bad to say to DJ, just shut the hell up because you're wrong. Because this guy's playing out of his mind. He threw for 371 yards and 5 touchdowns. Just like responded, kept us in the game. If you would have said last year he would do this, he already has more touchdowns than he did last year. He had 9 total passing touchdowns last year in 12 games. He's played 4 and has 10. So that's great
Didn't
to
he
see.
didn't he almost push what was it, 350 yards or whatever this last game?
371.
Yeah, that's a heck of a day.
Yeah,
Did you
he
expect
was
did you expect 51-45 in double overtime? Did you expect something like that? That high scoring?
like Wake Forest has like Sam Hartman's a stud and they have really good receivers. I didn't think they'd score that much. I thought we
Didn't
would score quite a bit, but
I
our
think Hartman
secondary's banged up. We have a lot of freshmen.
I
And
think
then we
Hartman had
kept,
like 5 or something like that.
what'd you say?
I think Hartman had like 5 touchdowns or
Oh,
something
we
like
had
that.
6.
Jeez, yeah.
And it was because for the first 3 quarters, we would bring a linebacker, someone to try to get pressure on them because they do that stupid mesh thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we have man coverage with our cornerbacks, our young quarterbacks, and you just throw it up deep and they'd catch it because the receivers are super good. And they did that the entire third quarter. I don't think they scored a touchdown almost every drive in the in the second half. And then in the fourth quarter, we did what we should have done the whole game was have 2 high safeties and say, hey, you got to beat us running the ball, which they ran the ball 12 times in the fourth quarter and threw it twice. So they're kind of stupid because they burned us the whole time throwing it. That's why they are Wake Forest, and that is why we are Clemson. I don't care. They're not good. No, they
Yeah.
are good. They're really good. But of course, because we won a game that against a ranked team, everyone's discrediting us, which is fine. We'll get to that when we talk about another team that was ranked high and got to win against an unranked team by like 3 points.
Yep.
USC.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But I'm really excited. This game is going to be this next week against NC State's a big test for us, but also at the same time, it's like this game is going to be crazy because you're going to be playing in a tropical storm and it's going to be pouring down rain for the entire game. So who knows what's going to happen there? But I think we will pull it out at home. We have the longest home winning streak. It's a night game. Get the light show going. It's going to be packed. It's sold out. Rain, snow, sleet, hurricane. It'll be packed. I expect it to be packed. Hopefully, I can be there. But I think we'll pull it out. We got the 3-headed monster at running back. Will Shipley played really good, and DJ, like running the ball, is really good because he's just like I don't know. He's just big. A dump truck going
Yeah.
there. You can't hit it. It's like
So
you played GTA?
I have before, yeah.
He's the train that goes through GTA. You literally cannot destroy it.
Yeah.
DJ,
There you
sometimes when he
go.
runs, he gets going and you don't want to be in his way.
Yeah.
But we really need the
Uh
defense to step up, which I think they will. At the times we needed the most, they stepped up, which they always have. But we'll get Makumba back in some of our corners, and hopefully our young guys learn. And the freshman cornerback, Torian Pride, he is from St. Louis, so that's cool. And he's a
there you
5-star.
go. There you go.
I want him to
Yeah,
start playing a little bit
so
better, but
I'm looking at the rankings, and I put down that we would list the rankings after we talk about some games here, but um, Michigan at the 4 spot still over Clemson kind of surprised me. And you kind of forementioned Michigan there. They beat Maryland 34-27. I think you
I
and I
was
both
honestly mentioning
predicted.
USC more, but
Oh, were you? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Then they beat what was it? It was a
Oregon
Pac-12
State
or
by
Oregon
3,
State.
17 to
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. So Michigan wise though, I'm honestly surprised you guys didn't hop over them
Oh,
in
I'm not
that
at
one.
all. We had to beat the college football all-star team to go up in rankings.
Yeah, I think you and I both predicted that game would be close though, Maryland Michigan, and it was. It came down to the end. I got to watch the replay at like
Oh,
2 a.m.
I did not look at these stats, but I know why Michigan won. The running back ran for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's wild.
And Maryland on the opening kickoff, the guy tried to catch it and it bounced
Hmm.
directly off his chest.
Yes, and then they scored a touchdown on the next play. It was like 3 seconds into the game. They already had a 7-0 lead. But yeah,
I think Michigan's good though.
you
Like,
think
I
so?
know Maryland isn't probably the best team in the world, but they're
Hmm.
solid. They were 3-0. It
Hmm.
was at home, but they got the job done, and that's what you got to do. Just win.
Another game that stood out to me. I listed a couple here. The one that I watched the majority of was Oregon against Washington State. I think it was like a 14-point lead or something like that for Washington State.
Mm,
With a couple minutes left, it reminded me of Browns Jets a little bit of what happened there.
yeah,
Oregon came back, crazy comeback versus Washington State, 44-41, and Washington State, yeah, they just coughed it up because Bo Nix was playing better near the end of that game, but the Washington State quarterback, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but
something Ward, C Ward,
yes. He threw a awful, I mean awful interception to pretty much ice that game there at the end. I mean literally like Carson Wentz like awful
nice.
awful interception. But yeah, I mean there's a few more that I put down here. There's a lot going on.
Bo Nix threw for 428 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Oregon's looking good. They're kind of getting comfortable under their new head coach,
Yep,
and they could win the Pac-12.
definitely. Unless my boys got anything to say about that, which
Okay,
they've
okay,
been playing
die
well.
hard.
Did you know Penix leads the country in passing yards, which
Yeah, I
is
saw that.
wild, wild. Yeah, they have some.
Sounds like you guys are a little one-dimensional.
So Tala Papa is our running back,
Yeah,
and I think he had 130 rushing yards. I love his name though so much. Hearing them just say Tala Papa like 80 times a game is
Talapapa.
the best. Another game that stood out to me: Texas Tech knocking off
Wait, hold
Texas.
on. Let's get to the bigger game. Kansas State beat Oklahoma, number
Okay, yeah,
6.
I put it down here. Yeah, yeah, that's wild. I mean,
We
you,
called it. Kansas
yeah,
State will always somehow beat Oklahoma.
yeah.
I think Oklahoma's last however many losses, I swear, all either to like in the college football playoff, which they can never win a game because
Hmm.
they're not that good. They can't handle the big boys. Or sorry, this guy kind of made a good return. Oh, did he fumble? No, he didn't. Okay. Sorry. Or it's to Kansas State. It's ridiculous. And Kansas
Yeah.
State went to Norman and beat him there, which is impressive. And I'm surprised Oklahoma let up 41 points
Hmm.
to Adrian Martinez, who was at Nebraska, never thought he was that good.
So again, I'm new to the college football scene the last 2 years or so. I always knew like big teams, but I didn't know players that well. I have seen a Martinez for Nebraska for a long time. Did he have a
Oh, he played there
brother?
forever.
Because it felt like he played there literally 10 years.
This is probably his 6th year,
Okay.
I would say. I bet he used
Okay.
a COVID year.
I could have sworn he was there
He
when I
threw
was
for
like,
234 yards, a touchdown, ran for 148 for 4 touchdowns. So
dang,
carried him on his back.
for sure. Did you expect Texas A&M to knock off Arkansas like that? Because I don't think I did.
No, I didn't, but I'm not surprised. Like I thought
Mhm.
Arkansas would win, but it's SEC.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And after watching how bad Arkansas's defense was against Missouri State, anything
Hmm.
could happen. I believe KJ Jefferson fumbled it at a key point. I didn't watch the game. I'm not completely sure, but
Yeah.
Texas A&M is doing what they should do is just give it to the running back, like we were saying. Their
Mm-hmm.
quarterback kind of sucked again. He was 11 for 21, 151
Mm-hmm.
yards and a touchdown.
How,
Not
how many
great.
yards? How many yards was it?
151.
Okay. So Justin Fields like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I mean we should obviously mention Tennessee Florida. That was a pretty great game.
Oh yeah. Tennessee knocking off Florida for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
38-33. Yeah, your predictions on Florida is looking pretty good because they have fallen out of the top 25 now after being number 12 at one point.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson is hit or miss.
For
He
sure.
played pretty dang good this game. He threw for 453 yards, or he'll throw for 150.
Yeah, exactly. I
But
think I think I think the game that not a lot of people are talking about, but kind of shocked me. There's two actually. I didn't put one down. One was Middle Tennessee State knocking off number 25 Miami. That shocked me big time.
mhm.
Also, I think it was Minnesota beating Michigan State like what was it, like 34-7 or something like that.
Oh
Did
really?
you see that?
Minnesota's pretty good though.
But I think so yeah, they're ranked now. Minnesota is. But Michigan State, it was at Michigan State, and Michigan State was like what number 15 or something like that at that point, something like that.
Michigan State's always overrated because they can't throw the
That
ball.
was crazy. Yeah, yeah. Um, that what
We,
was their
we
quarterback's name? Payne.
who for Michigan State?
Yeah,
God, I don't know.
it's like Payne or something like that.
We do need to
Um,
mention that about that Tennessee Florida game.
mhm,
Hendon Hooker he's in the Heisman conversation because
mhm.
22 for 28, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, 111 yards rushing and a touchdown.
He was explosive. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw a
Tennessee's
couple
looking
of
good. I think they're in the top 10 now, maybe, probably.
Tennessee. You said, yeah,
Yeah. Are they
number
eight?
8. Yep, yep.
Okay, I'm looking
Number
for the
8.
Minnesota game. What time was that game on?
I think it was afternoon game.
Saw the Clemson game again. For real. Okay.
Yeah, it was Minnesota, Michigan State.
Oh, found it. Yeah. Dang, they still have the same quarterback. They've had this quarterback for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Tanner Morgan. Yeah, he was pretty good. He was there whenever they knocked off Penn State, I think maybe
Yeah,
last year.
is he a bald guy?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
solid.
I can
He only
picture him.
had 3 incompletions.
What was it? What was that final score? 34-7? 30.
34-7.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and their
Um,
running back, Ibrahim is really good.
I didn't put this down, but Kentucky kind of had a little scare against I think it was Northern Illinois. I think they beat them by 7.
Oh wow,
Um,
and Kentucky's ranked 7 now, or they
yeah,
are.
they went up 1. Yeah. Trying to see what
They
else I have.
Kentucky doesn't they play someone good next week. We can get that to it in our preview, I think.
Mm-hmm. I guess I mean,
Episode.
usually shout out Mizzou. That
Oh
was an
God.
awful
If you're a
finish.
Mizzou fan, you just want to jump off, just slam your head into a door.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Fumbling on the
Well,
one, and then not even that.
they missed the
Yeah,
field goal with it
uh-huh.
was a like an
26
extra
yarder.
point, and they missed it. And our
Yeah.
kicker's supposed to be super good,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah, he's a big boy.
the guy fumbled it, which would have won it.
Yeah, like
Just
literally
what
on the
was
one
it?
inch
Was it
line.
4th down?
I didn't think so, but
Like I know it seems easy to grab, but just reach with 2 hands, maybe.
exactly.
I gotta do my
Yeah.
daily look at. Oh my God, we only had two. Oh, what? God, this was an awful game. So Mizzou had 282 total yards. Auburn had 217 total yards. Auburn scored 14 in the first quarter. Mizzou scored 14 in the second, and no one scored until overtime when Auburn had 3.
It's crazy. Yeah, didn't you?
Luther
I mean,
Burden,
I think you
no
kind of called that.
receptions.
I think you kind of called that being a
Oh yeah, and it was on
pretty
ESPN.
boring. Yeah, yeah. Ugh,
Um,
not good.
James Madison beat Appalachian State.
Yeah,
James
I did see
Madison, this
that.
is their first year in the FBS or like the Division 1. They were in the
Mm-hmm.
FCS.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-0, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Notre Dame won.
sadly.
Pained me. I guess we didn't talk about Texas Tech. Texas
I
Tech
think
won.
I mentioned it, but yeah, Texas Tech on that field goal at the end there.
And Bijan
In
Robinson
overtime.
fumbled it at that key point. That's all I really know about that game.
Mm-hmm. I saw their coach give a speech afterwards that said like everything runs through wherever they're from.
Lubbock.
Lubbock, yeah.
Okay, you beat him with a
Yeah.
backup quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah. Any other games though before we kind of go over some rankings here?
Let me look real quick. Did Nebraska play this week? So I always like seeing if they lose or not.
I didn't see if they did or not.
Ohio State murdered Wisconsin. Expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, USC Oregon State. We didn't talk about that game.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3-point win, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we beat one and played against a non-conference person and beat them by 3 points, we would be 8. We beat Georgia Tech by like 25, and we dropped down to 5.
Yeah, USC went up number 6.
Yeah.
After that. Yeah.
Everyone loves USC.
Yep. Sadly, the Washington Huskies don't play them. So I was looking
Well, you
through our
can play them in
schedule.
the title game.
Yeah, that's what it would have to be. We play Oregon, so that's like the one big game. And then Washington State is another one. But
did we mention last week about the Utah student who got arrested for
I don't think we mentioned
allegedly
it.
saying they were gonna detonate the nuclear reactor on their campus if they lost?
I know. That's wild.
That was for sure not gonna happen.
No.
Joke, but that was kind of funny. And they got arrested.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a girl too that did it. If I read that correctly. But the new rankings. So let's run through that real quick. Kansas State's now number 25 after beating Oklahoma. Pitt's 24, Florida State 23, 22 is Wake Forest. They fell down one spot after losing to you guys.
See, look, if we beat someone, they barely go down because we're so good.
Minnesota, number 21 after that win against Michigan State. Arkansas dropped 10 spots down to 20. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. BYU stayed at number 19. Oklahoma dropped 12 spots to 18. Texas A&M went up 6 spots to 17.
They barely went up.
Who's that?
Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah. Baylor went up 1 spot. They're at 16. Washington went up at 3 spots, 15. Let's go. 14, Mississippi. Ole Miss, they went up 2 spots. They're at 14. Oregon's at number 13. They went up 2 spots. Utah at number 12. They went up 1 spot. Penn State up 3. They're at the 11. NC State at the 10 spot now. Up
About
2.
to get destroyed.
I was waiting for it. Number 9, Oklahoma State. They stayed right there. Tennessee up to number 8. They went up 3. Kentucky went up 1 spot at number 7. USC went up 1 spot at number 6. Clemson stayed at 5. Michigan stayed at 4. Ohio State stayed at 3. Alabama stayed at 2. And Georgia stayed at 1. So I don't have too many problems with it. I think the Arkansas one kind of surprises me more than anything.
Yeah.
Dropping down 10.
Yeah, that is.
After a 2-point loss against a ranked team, which is kind of crazy. But
you know, it's crazy. I went to Tennessee's schedule. They play LSU next week. Then they play number 2 Alabama at home. Then they play University of Tennessee at UT Martin. I don't know, like some cupcake school. Then they play 7 Kentucky at home. Then they play at Georgia. And then they have the cupcake SEC, Mizzou, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. The starting ticket price for the Missouri game that's at home in Tennessee is $17.90.
Dang.
When playing Alabama, it's like 118.
Exactly. Exactly. So NFL wise though, so I looked right now and the Cowboys are up 6-3. Kind of what we projected, a really low scoring, defensive, boring game. Thursday night, let's start there. Browns beating the Steelers 29-17. You and I both picked the Browns to win that one, so the Browns go to 2-1. The Texans Bears game. That game, them. Yeah, they did. The Texans Bears game. There's a couple games that ticked me off this weekend. The Texans Bears games really ticked me off because you and I both picked the Texans, and I was really confident with our picks on that. And then Davis Mills had a chance down their last possession of the game, could have been, had a chance to march down the field, get a field goal, whatever, and win it. Throws an interception, awful interception to Roquan Smith, and they just set it up. They just set it up perfectly for the Bears to get a game-winning field goal. So Bears pull that one out by 3. Another game that ticked me off, the Las Vegas Raiders, man. They're ticking me off.
Wait, one more thing about the Bears. Justin Fields sucks.
Yeah.
8 for 17, 106 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. And in good weather conditions. There was no bad weather conditions in that one.
How do you
I know he doesn't have
how do you be a
weapons around
quarterback
him,
who plays for the Bears? You
I
just
know
instantly suck.
Montgomery went down, and Khalil Herbert had a really big game off as the backup running back for them.
He did, yeah.
But yeah, so the Titans beat the Raiders 24-22. And I think we both picked the Raiders for that one. I think. I know I did. I thought you did too.
I probably did. I said it was close though. I said I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought
Don't
both
count
teams
that
were
as a
going to be
dub for me.
desperate. I thought both teams were going to be desperate. And I thought the Raiders have enough, with everything they did this offseason, spending a lot of money on Chandler Jones, getting Devontae Adams, and now you're 0-3. That's brutal. They had a chance at the end too. They got a last 30-second touchdown, had a chance for a 2-point conversion, and failed. So pretty tough.
The GOAT, Matt Collins, balled out.
He went crazy. Yeah, he went crazy.
Let me check something real quick concerning Matt Collins. I can wait. It's loading.
Okay.
Just seeing if he's on the waiver wire.
I will say Derrick Henry, 20 carries, 85 yards in a touchdown, much better than what he has been doing. And yeah, the Titans pull out a dub there.
He is on the waiver wire, but he's played pretty good the last 2 games.
I will say this next one. If you're a Chiefs fan, just turn off our page. I was so happy. When I say so happy, I was ecstatic because I went live before NFL Sunday happened. We had 280 people in the chat. We had 600 new followers, and they said, "Give me your picks." And so at one point, I was 100 comments behind because I was reading comments. They said, "Give me your picks," and I had a green screen behind me with the games, which kind of looked cool actually.
How'd you do that?
There's a feature that you can do, or like
it shows the games, like the matchups behind you.
Yeah, so I took a screenshot of the matchups, put it behind me, and then I just leaned to the side and pointed at which one I was picking.
Oh, cool.
It's actually pretty dope. So I picked the games and I said Colts, and I read the comments, and there was like 15 in a row. This dude actually said Colts. Oh, this guy Colts, really Colts. Y'all can suck it. I told him
all you guys unfollow us. We don't want you.
Yeah. I was sweating it there for a while. Mahomes didn't play normal Mahomes like.
He
Matt
really
Ryan
didn't play great. Like we're saying, not great. It's still like solid, but he didn't play his Mahomes craziness against the Chargers either.
Yeah, but the Colts go down.
If you're the Chiefs, you have to run the football.
Yeah,
you have to run to win.
I you know what ticks me off? All this, we're better with Tyreek. I keep seeing. No, you're not. Like, no, you don't lose Tyreek and become better with Juju. You're just not. Like, yeah, I understand Mahomes is going to put up big numbers. Kelsey's going to be Kelsey, but you're not better with Tyreek. Look what Tyreek's doing in Miami right now. You're not better without Tyreek. Also, the Chiefs have the Buccaneers coming up, 2-2. Calling it. Buccaneers will be healthy.
Don't know if it's going to be played in Tampa because Tampa is about to get.
That's true. That's true.
Directly hit by Hurricane. I should know it. Ian. Yeah, Hurricane Ian.
Hurricane Ian. Another upset that
Matt Ryan MVP. Sorry.
Yeah. Another upset that I picked, and you said you were really close to picking. Dolphins knocking off the Bills. And
I didn't want to pick it because you picked it.
there were some emotions being shown. I don't know if you saw that clip of the offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Of the Bills. He was going crazy. That's another game though. When I picked it on TikTok Live, everybody, this guy actually picked the Dolphins. I'm out of here. That type of comments. Well, you know what?
They can't play in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why I picked them. So where's the Tua hate now?
Also,
it's funny.
You really didn't. They only had 30-some plays.
Mm-hmm.
The key to this game why the Bills didn't win, you can just look at the box score. Josh Allen threw the ball 63 times.
Yes. Yep. That's what I've been saying for the last year and a
You have
half.
to run it.
They cannot win a Super Bowl if they do that. They won't. They won't. I know Singletary had like 9 catches, but
Ooh, baby. Oh my God, CeeDee Lamb. I'm dropping you from fantasy.
did he drop it?
He was wide open. I could have caught that.
The 63 pass attempts for Josh Allen. They ran out of time there at the end. I think the Dolphins, they were doing some cheap stuff, I guess, under the wait, you still
He would have scored. Maybe.
I just looked up and you're
Yeah, give it to Zeke. He's back. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, I was just saying with this Dolphins Bills game, I don't they're not going to win a Super Bowl if he's throwing 63 times. I will say they did control the possession of the game, like you said. Dolphins, you said only played 30
Yeah,
plays.
some stats. Yeah.
At one point, there was like a 9-minute possession, I think in the third or fourth by the Bills. But yeah, Dolphins pulled that one out. Vikings.
One thing about the Dolphins, I heard this on part of my take.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time they beat a quarterback without an O in his last name in a really long time.
Really?
I'll try to find the graphic and send it to you. It's actually very funny.
How do you even find that stat? Like, how do you even think of that? The Vikings knocking off the Lions. The Vikings were looking shaky there for a while. I was thinking the Lions might pull this off, but I think it was who was that? Cousins to who had that last touchdown? KJ Osborne, 28-yard pass.
You called the
Kirk
Lions.
Cousins.
I called the Vikings because
I picked
Kirk
Vikings.
Cousins is on a different level when it's a noon game.
Yeah,
Okay.
we both picked Vikings on
even
that
though
one.
you picked the Detroit.
Mm-mm. No, I
you
thought
picked
I said it'd be
Vikings too?
close. Yeah, I picked Vikings. Ravens Patriots 37-26. Ravens come out on top there. You and I were praising Lamar like crazy. He had another crazy game. Four passing touchdowns, 2 to Mark Andrews, and a rushing touchdown. And Mac Jones went down with the pretty bad ankle injury. So that offense is already pretty brutal.
Mac Jones did not look good.
No, he did not.
Is he the guy for the Patriots?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The Bengals knocking off the Jets 27-12. You and I both picked the Bengals, but wanted the Jets to pull that out.
Yep.
And that's kind of how I expected. I actually expected a bigger blowout than that. But 27-12. And then
did you see the touchdown T. Higgins had that they didn't call a touchdown, but if you look at the replay, it was a touchdown. They challenged it.
No.
He jumped up back in the end zone over guy, toe touched both feet like right before the white line. I don't know how they did not say it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. It's amazing.
The Eagles beating the Commanders 24-8. That was probably one of the most surprising games this week because I picked the Commanders to win. You picked the Eagles, but I will say I thought it'd at least be close. Eagles looked dominant there for a while. Hurts had 3 touchdowns in the first half. Devontae Smith had like 170 yards receiving. So yeah,
Carson Winston's not good.
No,
there was at one point where the Eagles had 323 pass yards and the Commanders had -1.
That's wild. That's some
very funny
type stuff right there.
Graphic to put on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. It's
like Alabama playing the Sons of the Blind or something.
I love it. Another really surprising game to me, the Panthers knocking off the Saints 22-14. The Saints have no offense right now. They literally cannot get
Jameis
Kamara.
Is playing through pain. 4 broken bones in his back.
He is
different.
Yeah, the Panthers get in the win column that way. Here's the next game, Zach. You can rub it in my face on this one. 38-10 Jaguars over Chargers.
Yeah, they're.
And I know Herbert's also probably playing with stuff, but Jaguars look good, man. Jaguars look really good.
They're winning. They're winning the division.
I thought you were gonna say win it at all.
I was about to. They have a solid receiving core. Trevor's been playing ridiculous. Also, I have another crazy stat for you coming up after I talk about how great the Jaguars are. James Robinson, 17 carries, 100 yards. ETN had 45 yards. The defense is really good, and it shows how good coaching is um, and how bad and how Urban Meyer is probably the worst coach ever.
Yep.
But the funny stat is Peyton Manning and Trevor Lawrence were 0-9 in their first like road games.
Mm-hmm.
You know when Peyton Manning's first road win was? His second year, week 3 at the Chargers. Trevor Lawrence, week 3 at the Chargers.
Second year. There you go.
And last year, Trevor Lawrence only threw for 12 touchdown passes. This year, he already has 6. Only 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
69 completion percentage.
Got
Yeah.
the dual running back game going. Yeah,
They got solid receiving
got some
core.
things going.
Christian Kirk, silencing the haters. Zay Jones popped off.
Mm-hmm. Defense looking much improved.
The
Keep an
Chargers,
eye on 'em.
Bosa got hurt, and their left tackle, Sean Slater's out for the year, I think, with like a torn bicep.
Yep. Keenan Allen's still out.
Yeah.
Yep. The Rams beat the Cardinals 20-12. Cardinals had a lot of chances to win this game. I was watching quite a bit of that game and couldn't get it done. So Kyler with another loss.
Yeah. They need D-Hop back.
For sure, bro. For sure. The Packers, Buccaneers. What a exciting, explosive game we expected here with Rodgers and
I was
Brady.
watching that on the plane
14-12.
back here.
Brutal.
It's falling asleep during it. Was so bad.
Yeah. The Buccaneers, Brady had a chance there at the end, and for a 2-point conversion, and something you don't see out of a Brady run team very often. A delay of game on a 2-point conversion, making them go back 5 yards, and yeah. So obviously didn't convert it. So I think there's only what was it? Raiders are the only 0-3 team, and then who are 3-0? Who are 3-0? We got
the Eagles,
Dolphins,
and for right now, Giants are undefeated.
Giants.
There's someone else I thought.
Mm.
No, maybe that is it. Eagles, Dolphins.
I was thinking Ravens, but no.
Yeah, it's just those guys.
Yeah. That I mean, that just shows already. You usually have some team go 5-0, 6-0 or something like that. But,
Yeah.
And then Sunday night, I forgot my Seahawks real quick. I always have it at the top of my screen here on ESPN. But no, the Seahawks had a chance there. That was pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be really close.
I
thought the Falcons.
That's what happens when you let Geno cook.
Geno cook, yeah. Yeah. I honestly, the whole game, I thought he looked really solid. I thought he was looking good. He had 325 yards passing, had 2 touchdowns, 32 of 44. His one pick came at the end on like a 3rd and 20, and he tried to just throw it in the type spot. I thought he looked really good. I want to see them use Rashad Penny even more. 14 carries, 66 yards. I like to see him more involved. Lockett 9 catches, 76 yards, and then DK got on the board with a really physical, went up and got it type of touchdown. But no, Geno, we had a chance. Let's see, it was a 3rd and what was it? We got the ball back. They fumbled it. Mariota fumbled on an RPO. The running back like knocked it out of his hands pretty much, and we fell on it in Nwosu. I always get that confused. He fell on it, and then we got sacked on the very first play of that drive. That ruined everything. Then we got it to like a 3rd and 4 and got sacked again. And I was like, geez. And then it was like a 4th and 20. And yeah, so tough loss. We got the Lions next week, though, which it's crazy. You'd think you'd look at the schedule and say Falcons, Lions, those are easy dubs. Both teams have been competitive in all their games. You think so?
Yes.
I hope we get to 2-2, man. I hope so. It's in Detroit.
Marcus Mariota, beast.
Mm-hmm.
Cordell Patterson.
He went nuts.
17 carries, 141 yards rushing. He's up there for league lead in rushing. Mm-hmm. It's crazy for a guy who was at first a wide receiver, then transitioned.
A wide receiver, and then he was just like a return guy.
Yeah.
Now he's a do-it-all.
Kyle Pitts and Drake London leading the way in receiving yards. So the Falcons are going in the right direction.
For sure.
They're getting some good, super good young guys. Drake London, thanks for helping me on my fantasy team.
We'll talk a lot of fantasy, like what you should do fantasy wise. A lot of people are recommending.
Listen to us.
A lot of people are saying we need to do that stuff. Because we got some DMs. If you look at our DMs, I told them a couple things to do, and
Don't
they were
listen to
like,
AJ.
it paid off for him this week. It paid off for him. But I will say, you mentioned Kyle Pitts. Don't let go of Kyle Pitts. Don't let go of Kyle Pitts.
Now,
Mariota
Kenneth
loves tight
Walker,
ends.
I'll maybe letting go of him this week.
Yeah, I would let go of Kenneth for sure.
Because there's a couple guys I'm eyeballing on that waiver wire.
Uh-huh. Did you get the win this week? I thought you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I got like 90 points and I won.
Mm-hmm.
But
I barely lost.
All I gotta say, DeAndre Swift may be out the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sit down, Daniel Jones. And Khalil Herbert.
I see you over there. The last game we have not mentioned from this week, 49ers Broncos.
Wow. Good God almighty.
Wow. 11-10 Broncos win.
It was 7-5 at one point.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm glad the Broncos won. I'm rooting for Russ over there.
That's right.
But he has not been somebody, by the way, said Seahawks Nation, let's fly. And I love that. Somebody said that in the chat. I love it.
I do have to say, Russell Wilson seems like such a nice guy, but my God, why is he just getting more annoying?
I know. He's getting cringier and cringier.
Also, I have to address Jimmy Garoppolo dropping back and stepping out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And then Dan Orlovsky tweeting, yes, I'm free. Which to me, it's like, I was listening to this on Part of My Take, and they were saying, which I completely agree. One, Jimmy G's was not remotely close as bad as Dan Orlovsky's because he literally was in the middle of the entire white and ran basically to the sideline, not even knowing it because he sucks. And then because he tweeted that, then everyone was more tweeting his video of it happening again. And so everyone's forgot about Jimmy Garoppolo's and they're like, wow, I forgot how bad this is. And you're just way worse than a guy just dropping back and barely stepping on the line.
Yeah, he did not do himself a favor with that one for sure.
No.
Russell Wilson, you mentioned Russ. 2 touchdowns in 3 games is not gonna cut it, Russ.
Not for my fantasy team either. So how about you step it up, or I'm gonna cut you.
Not gonna do it. But that's all we had for this episode. We will have our preview episode this Friday, talking college football and NFL. Probably have our top 10 point guards for that one. MLB talk as well, as the playoffs are right around the corner. And I want to, because people are telling us that we need to bring in some more fantasy talk. We've gotten quite a few DMs about that, so we should do that for our preview episodes. Who to start, who to bench, that type of stuff.
Ooh, okay.
Trying to think of what else we got. Follow all our social medias, of course. I think Twitter is almost at 30. I think we're at 28, 29.
I haven't tweeted in a while. I was home this weekend. Got the wedding invitation sent out.
Yeah, I saw you modeling over there, Zach. Looking good.
I'm a beautiful person.
Looking good, bro. Looking good. But yeah, guys, we will be back on Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Of course, like, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff. And we will see you guys Friday.
See you guys.